Hello and welcome down to my PGA Expo demo level 2 chip shot for my coaching qualification. My name is Scott Young, as can be seen on that card there. Now first of all, with the chip shot we need to discuss where the chip shot is going to be used. It's going to be used next to the green depending on conditions. If it's firm, it can be used all the way up to 60-70 yards away from the green. Important to remember with a chip shot, it's low, it's a straight shot, it's not carrying a whole lot through the air, minimal curvature either way, so there needs to be a clear path to our landing zone or our target, because it's no obstacles like bunkers or anything that can stop the ball and put us into a penalty area or things like that. Club choice is also very important with the chip shot, because our technique's not going to change a huge amount when we're playing the chip shot. So if we're wanting to play it higher or lower, we're going to change from a sand wedge for the high shot or a lob wedge for the high shot all the way up to a 3-iron hybrid or 3-wood. I've even seen people use drivers for chip shots. The only club we can't really use is a putter, because the chip shot does get airborne, not for very long, spends most of its time running, but it does get airborne, so we need something with a bit of loft on it. For today I've chosen my 7-iron to show us what we're doing here. So with our aim, we're looking at club face aim. This is going to be at right angles to our target line. So for today, my target line is going to be around about kind of for this Titleist shag bag here. My landing zone is going to be 3 or 4 yards in front of this golf ball here, because it's going to carry about 3 or 4 yards and run out the rest of the way to that shag bag. So 4 yards through the air, 10 or 12 yards along the ground. Club face aim is going to be towards that target line at right angles. The golf ball is going to be aligned, so the club is going to be aimed right behind that golf ball, with the golf ball in the middle, up and down and left and right to help us get that strike. So our club face aim straight at that target helps us hit that, or straight at our desired landing spot, parallel to that line is going to be helping us get that shot nice and straight, and it's a straight shot, remember. So our aim also, if it's right of the target, is going to, or left, is going to affect our dynamic loft. So if we're aiming right, then that club face is going to be a bit more open when it comes to the ball and even cutting across the ball slightly. So it's going to go short and up in the air too much. And if it's left, club face is going to be closed down a bit, so the ball's going to go left, possibly too far because there's less loft on that club as well. We're going to look next at how we hold the golf club. It's going to be at the bottom of the grip next to the steel shaft here on my 7-iron, to help us control the club head speed. We're shortening that lever down so we can create less club head speed, which is something we don't really need for this shot. We need a little bit of club head speed, but not a whole lot, because it's a short shot, remember. And our hold is going to be, or our grip, is going to be quite neutral. Couple of knuckles showing, V's in our thumb and the palm of our hand pointing up towards my shoulder and my chin here. Nice neutral grip helps us get that club face back towards the position we started it in. If we're going to be playing a different shot, remember we're changing club, so for that loft it's going to stay quite close to our static loft, is our dynamic loft. Our dynamic loft is going to be a little bit steeper to try and get that ball running out, but definitely our neutral hold helps us create that desired dynamic loft. We're not moving or adding or decreasing loft a huge amount throughout this swing. Now our ball position as well is going to greatly affect that dynamic loft. Our ball position is, if it's too far back, dynamic loft is going to be too steep, angle of attack is going to be too steep, ball's going to go too low and possibly too far with not a lot of loft, never really getting in the air. If it's too far forward, likewise, it's going to go too high, possibly with adding loft, and we might even catch it thin because the club's beginning to rise up with a shallower angle of attack. But that ball position is going to be right in the middle of our stance there, and that helps our centered strike as well. If the ball's too far back in our stance, it's going to be possibly catching the heel. If it's too far forward, it's possibly going to be catching the toe of the club there. But right in the middle, that helps us kind of create that end-to-end swing path for that straight shot that we're looking for. Now our body alignment kind of works from the ground up the way. So we start off with our toes, our knees, our hips and our shoulders are all going to be aligned up parallel to our kind of target line or line for our landing spot there. So Body alignment helps also to create that in-to-in swing path with everything being quite straight towards the target line. That means the club path is going to follow a similar kind of line, helping us to create that straight golf shot that we're looking for. Now our stance and posture greatly affects angle of attack, dynamic loft, club head speed, centered strike. Our stance, first of all, is going to be about shoulder width, with a little bit more weight on our lead side, about 70% on the lead versus 30% on the trail. This greatly affects our angle of attack, means we're going to be a bit steeper, also affects our dynamic loft in turn, which is also going to be a bit steeper, creating that low chip shot that we're looking for. Now our stance, we are going to be, obviously because we're holding down the grip, we're going to be a little bit closer to the golf ball. So this means we can't quite create as much club head speed because we're closer in, we've not got as much room to turn or anything like that, but that's good because we don't want to turn. This also kind of affects our centered strike as well a little bit. We're closer to the golf ball, making that strike easier. And certainly because we're almost more in a putting stance really, with being close to the ball and eyes over the ball, it's easy to take that club straight back and then straight through, getting the club back where it started to hit that golf ball for strike senses. Now the posture is going to be a little bit of bend from the knees to make sure the club is in the right position up and down, because we are gripping down it, so we need to get a little bit closer to the ball, certainly down the way, and quite upright in the back there. A little bit of bend from the knees, that helps us create that straight back, straight through motion to send the ball straight that we're looking for. Now our swing shape is a very important part. We're never really getting past parallel or horizontal to the ground on the takeaway and backswing, and on the follow through on the way through there. Otherwise, if we make too big a swing, it's going to turn into more of a pitch shot really, with getting the ball up in the air, more of a punch shot potentially, depending if we're using a longer club. Now obviously if we're using a sand wedge with the same amount of swing as we are a 7-iron, the 7-iron is going to go further. So if we do decide to use a lob wedge or a sand wedge, we are going to have to make a bigger swing for the same length of shot than we would a 7-iron or 6-iron or 5-iron or so forth. Now we do have a one lever swing in this instance. So linking back to stance and posture, we are quite close to the ball, we're over the golf ball with a little bit of knee bend again, but that swing shape is going to be quite short, same length back and through. That's affecting our club head speed, which in turn is affecting how far the golf ball is going to go. So if we're wanting to hit it further, we're taking a longer swing on the way back and follow through in turn. So that's how we're hitting the golf ball different distances. But that one lever swing is imperative really for getting that golf ball going towards its desired target. So running back through everything, we have our aim with the club face towards our landing spot. Ball should be positioned in the middle of the face there, up and down, left and right. Our dynamic loft, because of our stance and posture, is going to be a little bit steeper. Sorry, I've got a notification for battery there. We're running a little bit low, so we'll get this over and done with. Hold, bottom of the grip, nice neutral grip, or bottom of the grip and nice neutral hold. Ball position in the middle. Stance a bit closer to the ball, a little bit of knee bend, upright back, and then our short swing shape. Let's see if I can hit the Titleist target for the first time tonight. Let's see. And we've done it, folks. There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed my explanation demonstration video. Hopefully I've covered everything, and thanks for watching.